As the media swirl around the non-release of the Jeffrey Epstein files gathers steam and the growing backlash from Trump's MAGA supporters over the Justice Department's handling of the case, President Trump called it a witch hunt and then deflected to the allegations by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, that the Obama administration manufactured and politicized intelligence to undermine Trump's 2016 election victory.
Sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up all the way going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say, oh, you know, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama.
While former President Obama has not commented on the allegations, Democratic lawmakers like Mark Warner, the vice chair of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, issued a long statement pointing to a years-long investigation carried out by his committee that concluded that the Russian government directed extensive activity against U.S. election infrastructure ahead of the 2016 election, and that it used social media to conduct an information warfare campaign in order to benefit Trump. A conclusion, he says, was supported on a unanimous basis by all Republicans and Democrats on that committee. Key findings of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on Russian meddling in 2019 also found the interference was both sweeping and systemic, while Obama officials at the time indicated that they had not seen evidence of tampering that affected the outcome of the election and that the poll was free and fair from a cybersecurity perspective. But President Trump remains unmoved.
If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they... Look, he's guilty. It's not a question, you know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries.
Trump, once friends with sex offender Epstein, who died by suicide in detention in 2019, is facing a fierce backlash for not releasing information about his crimes after making a campaign promise to do just that, and railed against his supporters for not dropping their fixation with Epstein, preferring to focus on the allegations against Obama.
The names are all there, and I guess they figured they're going to put this in classified information and nobody will ever see it again, but it doesn't work that way. And it's the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever read. So you ought to take a look at that and stop talking about nonsense, because this is big stuff. Never has a thing like this happened in the history of our country. Now, we found absolute, this isn't like evidence, this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup, and it was with Hillary Clinton, with all these other people, but Obama headed it up. And you know, I get a kick when I hear everyone talks about people I never even heard of. It was this one. No, it was Obama. He headed it up, and it says so right in the papers. Got everything. Got everything. This is the biggest scandal in the history of our country.
DNI Tulsi Gabbard has made a criminal referral to the Justice Department that must decide on whether any prosecutions are warranted. Sherman Riceby's SABC News, New York.